Let's talk AFL. The man who does it each and every week for us on TheInformer is Alex Caiafa. Where do we start? As I said to you last week, it was a huge week in football because so many things were happening. Well, it just continues to snowball, and the Collingwood story just doesn't seem to want to go away. Of course, the president has come out and Eddie Maguire has said the words he chose were the wrong words, but this will not lie down. It's still simmering in the background, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And now that it's been out there in the community, you know, he's said that from the very first one. It's out there now, and he's obviously in the second meeting. You know, he's tried to come back from, you know, his mistakes from the first one, but that first one was, I mean, especially in the AFL community, was considered a bit of a train wreck. So
even the head of the AFL, Gil McLachlan, said, "I wouldn't have chosen those words." Yeah. But Eddie, ever the professional, has come back and immediately said, "Look, my bad," and continued. But there are other things happening at the club. De Goey, someone who they've been chasing to get a signature to renew his contract or to stay with the club, is injured.
Yeah, he has re-signed for the extra 2 years, but he's got an abdominal strain now, and he's out for a couple of weeks, which is going to put a hamper on. He should be okay for round one, but those 2 weeks, and we've only got a month until the season hits,
starts.
Plus with the pre-season games coming up and all that sort of stuff leading up into the season, it's pretty big. So
it's about 6 weeks to round one.
Yeah.
Buddy Franklin, set back for the Swans. Looks like he's got a bit of a problem that's just causing him a little bit of grief and cannot train with the rest of the squad.
Yeah, he's had this niggle since last season, and he just, for whatever reason, just can't seem to get over it. And it's sad to see. He's been one of the greatest forwards to ever play the game, and
revolutionised the game. Yeah.
We miss seeing him out on the football field. Such a talent. So we hope that he can get his problems in order.
You used to marvel, and if you were the opposition, you were terrified when he used to wheel on that foot of his and go wider and wider. And you're thinking, here it is. He's going to hit one from 55, and it's going to go straight between the posts. Someone else who's affecting the fortunes of his new club is Ben Brown at the Demons. They picked him up. They thought no problems, but he's got a knee injury. Yeah,
he's had this knee injury since last year. He actually had surgery in September last year, and he's come back. He's been training, and these persistent knee problems have continued to be an issue. Apparently, he's got consistent knee swelling in one of his knees, so he's going to see surgeons now and will potentially have to get surgery to replace that. It's not supposed to be a major surgery, it's only a minor one, just a clean up, but it's not an ideal start at a new club, especially for a club that's invested a lot in you. Elite
sport, inflammations and sportsmen, not good things. You've had 3 knees, you know. When we talk knees, you know from a position of I've been there and done that. Just how much of a hardship it creates for the player and for the rehab staff who are trying to get them onto the pitch. Yeah. St Kilda, looking good. A lot of young players, a lot of new players have been brought to the club. Jason, is it Jerry Geary?
Jaron Geary, yeah.
He's now thrown a spanner in the works. What do we say? He's fractured a fibula and will miss some time. You can't hide that.
Yeah, there was
not like inflammation.
There was fears when he initially did it that he'd done something really serious and had really broken his leg, and that could have been the end of him. Thankfully, it's only a fractured fibula, which is still
it is
bad.
A break, but it's a minor break.
It's a minor one. So he's gone in for surgery and he's expected to be back running within 6 weeks. So hopefully we will see him again this season. But it is on the same leg that he did do pretty badly in 2019 as well, which isn't ideal, and especially given his age and where he's at in his career, it's pretty big.
So for Demon fans, for St Kilda fans, they will not want to hear that.
Yeah.
The one thing we haven't done as of late is talked about Western Australia, and it could well be because Mark McGovern wants to secede and he wants to create his own country. But we've got to talk about the West Coast Eagles. One of their stars from the past, Glass, has decided that his time is over.
Yeah.
With the Eagles.
Yeah, I think that comes as a shock to everyone.
Yeah.
He's built this list, and you know they've got one of the more prominent lists in the AFL, the Eagles. And when they're flying, they're up there with the very best.
So where's Darren Glass going? Is he?
He's not anywhere at the moment.
Wow.
He's just stepped away. We'll see what happens. It's a bit of a watch this space sort of thing. I think there's a couple of clubs that are calling his name and wondering if he'll come. But at the moment, we've got nothing on that.
Okay, Alex Caiafa. Last week I said to you, Tom Scully. We've heard some news that he hasn't been in the best headspace, and you said, look, there's a very big chance he's going to step away, and we could even see him pull the pin and retire. You were speculating then, but the news this week is very much on what you were saying.
Yep, he's officially pulled the pin. He's officially retired from Hawthorn, effective immediately. Which, you know, I personally thought it might have happened, but I didn't think it would happen. I thought he was just going to step away, just get himself in check, and then be back in the AFL program again. But he stepped away, and you know, we wish him all the best. We're totally unsure, you know, why he stepped away and clearly what it is, but we wish him all the best, and hopefully he gets himself in order and everything's all good.
From number one pick in the AFL, and it was straight to the Demons, and then of course to Greater Western Sydney, and now to Hawthorn. Look, the career could have gone anywhere and promised so much, but when you have major injuries as he's had, must be very, very tough. To get around it and to climb on top of it, especially when so much of your game is built around that great engine and your mobility. Yeah,
so much of his game's built around running and, you know, finding the football, and just that ability to run consistently helps him get the football. And when you lose that ability, you know, it sort of puts you in a bad mental frame, and, you know, you just
chips away.
Yeah.
One thing that hasn't been chipping away has been the numbers at the AFLW. Last week, we didn't get the result we wanted at Icon. Collingwood came, smash and grab, and beat Carlton. But it was close at the end. The first half didn't look good at all. Carlton and AU Blues didn't even get on the scoreboard. It was kind of scary. But the good first round for the AFLW.
Yeah, it was. And the scoring has actually, from last year to this year, the scoring has actually gone up again. So, and if you actually watch the overall games, the skills are improving, the game is improving, and it will only get better over time. So it's something to really persist with, and something to just keep your eye on, because it's getting really good at the moment.
Fantastic. Alex Caiafa giving us the lowdown on what's happening. A very busy pre-season at the AFL, a few setbacks, a few missteps at some clubs, but the players are getting ready, and it's just 6 weeks away.